then we're probably coming down over here. But we finally had our first pullback of the never-ending pump. It's the day before NFP though, so. Oh. Actually, I need to. We're looking to see if this is going to hold pre-market. We are negative gamma, so you know there is a chance that if we have a move back up, like trying to reclaim, it can happen relatively quickly. I didn't take this on any of my funded accounts though. I'm just on an eval. But we're in this area that I'm watching, right? So it's basically RTH value area low from Tuesday on that pump up, as well as oh, what the hell happened? Oh, it's back. It disconnected and then connected. I thought it kicked me out of the trade. With gold and NQ, would you say there is a difference when trading them? Yeah, they're two different assets. One's gold and one is NASDAQ. Let's see what happens at the 5-minute candle before the open. Let's see if it just spikes down. ATAS or deep charts? There's both of them. We got both of them right now. Although, if you're asking me which one is better, custom indicators or making one based on your own strategy. Yeah, this is a custom indicator of mine. I have a whole video on it. I have a couple custom indicators. We chow long bao. What does that mean? Is that long? Yeah. But it's on a eval. Are you late? Honestly, I would recommend. I mean, I'm sure there's someone who came into this call and they're like, or came into the live and they're like, oh my gosh, Smax is long. I need to go long. Just chill. Just chill. It's probably a better idea to actually wait for the open. But I got a warning on this eval for inactivity. So I was just like, all right, let me just let me just take a trade on it. Ooh. The 5-minute candle said not today. What up, Stratton Oakmont? What up, Ricky? Oh yeah, by the way, tomorrow, I'm not gonna be streaming in here. I'm gonna be with Prop for Match on their YouTube channel. Alright, this is about to take out this eval. Ken, they have a monthly, a quarterly, and a yearly. I'm gonna try and do the quarterly next. Alright, so this is gonna take me out, and then we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait to see what happens. I'm still watching this area though at the open. I haven't tried deep gamma yet. I know I should. I keep saying I will, but I just get busy. I do want to check it out though. Save me, Traxy. From what? All right, now that we got some people in here, I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm watching for this morning. So, we finally had our first pullback. Okay, we finally had our first pullback. We drifted lower during the overnight. The higher time frame structure is still intact for upside. The key area that I'm watching for today is right around here, which is from the pump up on Tuesday, value area low. We're in a negative gamma environment, and it's the day before NFP. So we got to be a little careful today. If you're just joining, I just entered along on an eval because I got a warning of an inactivity rule, so I just thought, like, let me just, take a trade on it real quick. At the open, I am watching this area pretty closely. So, like, if we start accepting below it, we're coming down towards the 29,200 area. And if we don't have any type of responsive buying activity over here, we're probably going to just continue pushing lower. To the upside, though, we're watching up here. It's a pretty good chance is if we don't start moving up right now that this is for sure going to take me out. But I'm going to switch over to different accounts, and then we'll watch what happens. But we're still in it as of right now. Got pretty close, but it didn't take us out just yet. No, 13 was taken. He did not win the giveaway the other day because he wasn't here. Gotta be here. Yeah, sorry, Soul Search. Alright, let's see what the open does. Let's see if it just slams down here. We're watching this area. It looks like it's probably going to, so. But we want to see what happens after the opening print. Ooh. Alright. We're going to switch to the other accounts. What's the thought behind that entry? My thought behind that entry is if I don't trade that account, it's going to go away. So I have to take a trade on it. And I wanted to do it pre-market so that once market opens up, I could focus on the other accounts. But we're watching this area around the value area low of the RTH session from Tuesday. The good thing though is that we are pulling back. I was sick and tired of this, of the never-ending pump. So as we're pushing down, I'm kind of watching this area between 250 and 220. So we're kind of touching into this zone I'm watching right now, but I gotta wait a second. We do see some buying in here, but it's a little bit too close to the opening print. I would rather wait a second. So it's a pretty nice reaction out of that area. Let's see how this 5 minutes is going to close. I may potentially look for a long opportunity up towards the 500s. All right, I'm gonna go long right here. We're right at this 400 area, but um, if we can start pushing past it, I think we start heading towards 29,500 relatively quickly. If we can accept above 400. The hourly's beginning to flip bullish, so. All right, so we're about like 50 points in profit. We are getting some aggression, but we need to see the continuation of it. Because if we fail in this area, it's gonna come back to the stop. Okay. So now we're gonna move to break even and we're gonna let it ride to full TP or come back and hit break even. A little bit of a later entry. You know, we were watching it kind of down here for us to potentially take a long, but I wanted to wait because recently during the opens we've been getting just whipped around, you know? I mean, that was a pretty clean reaction out of there. I was just getting a little bit of PTSD. Struggling here. All right, we got stopped at break even. So it went like 50 points in profit and then came back towards break even. We're gonna wait. If this comes all the way back down and closes down here, it's gonna look crazy. You said wait it to go down to 196? I don't know about that. What indicator are you using right now on TradingView? The Tanuki trades indicator and my own indicator that I have, and then I just drew these boxes out. But we basically made an attempt to break below value area low. It failed. We had a clean reaction out of this area down here. And the hourly is popping back up. So if we continue with some pressure, and it's sustained pressure, meaning it just keeps coming in, then we're looking for us first kind of come up towards this 515 area. And we're going to be paying attention to see if it wants to continue up towards current put wall 29,635. ICT Big Mom. But just so you guys know, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to, at least me personally, I wouldn't be looking to short any of this in this area here. Why? Because we just attempted to break below our TH value area low from Tuesday's pump up. We failed. We had a very strong reaction out of an area I was watching, and we're grinding up right now. The aggression from the buyers is getting price progression. Why would you step in front of it? You know what I mean? Now, you know, if you wait until we maybe come up here or here, and then you're looking potentially for a short opportunity, that's a different story. But this is heading somewhere right now. You know what I mean? You like stepping in front of trains? Marcus, I have my RTH, which is slightly different than other people's because I started at, I guess it's not RTH. I started at the hourly candle that includes the open, so the 9 a.m. Eastern. Who are you talking to? The chat is empty. I'm also on Discord. So we have like 65 people in Discord right now that I'm talking to. Don't worry, I'm not talking to myself. I'm not talking to myself. Marcus, I'm looking at this. He's talking to himself. No, I'm not talking to myself. So it was unfortunate. We did get kind of a late entry. We, you know, got stopped out of it at break even. It's continuing up towards the target, but there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, this is a test right here. They think you might be crazy. Yes. I'm just talking to myself. Although this area right here around the 500s is pretty important. It's the EQ of Asia session, or the middle of it. And I'm watching this for, there may be, if we start getting above here, there may be an opportunity for a continuation up into 635, but the risk to reward wouldn't be as good, but still a potential opportunity. Later, bro. Later, Goldie plays. So our TP, our should have been TP was here. So let's see what it does. I want to see if we're actually going to continue up and start running up, taking overnight highs and heading into this area. For Gex levels, I use Tanuki Trade. I don't use I don't use Mentor Q. Have you ever thought, what if I BE's holding you back? Yeah. I don't really care about getting hit at break even. Although there's a difference though on when you should actually move to break even. Why Tanuki over quant data? Quant data, is that the one that Alex uses? Why not Mentor Q over quant data? Why not options data over Mentor Q? You know what I mean? There's a bunch of them. Some of them are pretty good. I personally just like the interface, the user interface for Tanuki Trade. It was also the first one I started using. I just stick with it. Works pretty well for what I use it for. Long boy shorty. So I am watching this right now. If we see an aggressive attempt from sellers to try and reclaim back below this level and they fail, I might try and take a continuation. I kind of want it to be deeper than that though. But it might just run from here. which is fine. We're like sitting right here at the EQ Asia session. I want to see a more aggressive, what I'm trying to look for right now is a more aggressive push lower. We're kind of stalling out right here, but like a more aggressive attempt with failure. It's also kind of close towards the hourly open. We don't have any news this morning, right? It was earlier, I think. Does anyone know if we have news this morning? I gotta check. We had jobless claims. We have nothing really. Okay. Meatman says, got in at 407. Should I still hold? 407. Oh, you got in basically where I got in? Well, my TP for that trade was around here. Okay, so now it's getting a little bit more aggressive, but the candle's closing, so. We're going to wait for the hourly to open up. Or I'm going to wait for the hourly to open up. The full target, though, that I have for the upside is up here. I mean, if it gets above it, then we can continue higher, but this was kind of the main target of the morning. With this being marked out as a potential area of friction for longs, which is why I tried placing TP around here. But we can easily just, you know, continue through it. We're struggling a little bit, but M, where did you draw that from? And the answer to your question is no. I would not. I'm gonna wait to see what the hourly does. We're stalling out right here. We are seeing jaw, yeah, it was up there like 620, 635 the moment we started approaching up here. I was well, when I entered right here, the full TP for that was right here because I needed to see what was gonna happen here. Or I would have trailed the stop at least. But I probably would have taken full TP because it was like 100 points. Let me show you something. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Right. So if we're going higher like that, right? We've been watching us rip higher and higher, and we're having the first pullback basically of this pump. Would you rather look for longs and discount or shorts and premium? Understanding the context of it. Not saying that we can't have intraday, you know, moves of 100 points, you know what I mean? But, I mean, this is not looking good for longs. It's the hourly open. Four-hour open. Kind of just chopping up right here. It's a bummer though. The best opportunity this morning was definitely when we were watching this area down here. Because now it's getting a little riskier, right? We're looking to accept above this area to maybe catch a continuation towards 635, which could be anywhere from, you know, 50 to 100 points, but we're like kind of chopping right here, so makes it kind of not ideal. Getting nice volatility for summertime. Yeah, absolutely. This summer's been pretty volatile. It's been I like it. I mean, obviously when we do things like this though, like it becomes kind of difficult for me to trade that. But if I'd rather have volatility than no volatility, so although sometimes when it gets too volatile it becomes slightly difficult to trade it. At least with smaller account sizes or less drawdown. There may be an opportunity though for if we see like an aggressive attempt lower and it fails and it rejects hard. You can start triggering the move back towards the upside, towards the target. But buyers are definitely getting absorbed right here. Am I using ATAS? Yes, I am. I'm using ATAS, and I'm also using deep charts. All right, let's see if this is actually going to have fall through. Am I looking forward to Deep Gamma to come out? Yeah, I'm down. Check it out. I hope this doesn't just... I mean, we might, because if we pump up, compress into this, and then just boom, straight to the target. Does GOAT funded futures provide license of deep charts? Um, I don't think so. It might be their web-based platform. Whoops. Might be their web-based platform. You hope it doesn't have issues that Deep Dom had. Well, you know, new software and stuff, when they're releasing new features, there's usually going to be like bugs and stuff, but I'm sure, you know, their team will work through it pretty quickly. Happens with like every new platform, every new software. So basically, this is what I'm thinking now, okay? At the open, we're watching 2 levels. This was the first one, right? We ended up trying to auction lower past the Tuesday's regular trading hour value area low. We came into this area we were watching. We had a strong reaction out of it. We tried to go long, got hit at break even. We were watching 500. We began to catch a little bit of friction here. We end up pumping through it, and now we're approaching this area. At this point, you know, we try to take advantage of this move down here, break even. We were seeing if there was an opportunity to try and long it in here for a continuation up into here, but there wasn't. It just was kind of messy in terms of delivery, so we're just watching it go. The last thing today for me is I'm basically watching this area. This is a pretty important area for this morning, which is why it's marked out on my chart, right? So I'm going to be, once we start pushing into here, kind of, we're already pushing into it. I want to see if it looks like we're actually going to start accepting through it and continuing this pump, right? Back up into the 30,000s. Not necessarily today, but just in general, like a pump back up, right? This is the pullback and we continue. Or if we potentially mean revert and maybe balance out somewhere, so. Although, if we, for whatever reason, whatever reason, decide that I'm going to short it in this area, it is not going to be for a home run. It's going to be for probably a 1-to-1 R, just to scalp it, if it makes sense to do so, but it looks a lot better for longs. A little bit of a tougher week for me, though, I will say. We had Monday pump, Tuesday pump. Wednesday we saw profit taking happening up here. Pretty crazy wicks and transactional tape that was happening. And then today, you know, we had the right idea, but wasn't able really to take advantage of it the way that we should have. But how about you guys? Did anybody, I know some of you guys caught some of these longs. You guys green? No, it doesn't want to tag you in. Yeah, this is a pretty nice, this is pretty nice. Whoops. Oh, what happened? banger. 1,000 ticks. Very nice. Wait, is that... Where's... Oh, there you go. That means he gets the roll. What? What? Caught a little pop for 300. Nice. Does ATAS provide the supply and demand indicator like TradingView? I don't know. Let's check it out. Supply and demand. Guess not. Whatever you're referring to is probably somebody's Pine script. Alright, we're pushing pretty hard into this. Thule is pissed because he missed 2 entries because of job. It's not the end of the world, dude. It's a pretty nice move, though. I don't know, you know, maybe because, you know what, chances are, well, not chances are, that was the move of the morning for the AM session. It'd be kind of foolish to try and force something at this point. We had the right idea. Couldn't really capitalize on it the way I wanted to. But you know what? There's tomorrow. Foolish is a word for the coward. We're long. You got some balls long in it right here. You got some balls entering in the party right here after this. Yeah, I don't really want to short this. Even though we're in this area, like this was more so marked out on my chart as a target for longs, like the full target for longs, rather than it being an area where I'm going to try and fade this. Because you know what I mean, like I don't know about you guys, but this doesn't really look like an environment that is really suited for fading longs, especially after. I mean, you do you. I mean, if you're gonna just like try and scout for, let's just say like, or you see something and then you scout for like 40 points or something. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Stratton Oakmont, you're talking about, it's kind of like in the lower 700s. It's kind of like around here. 693. Shoha says, I think market will go up because it sweeps a day low and it will come to order block to trap sellers and move up. An order block, huh? Yeah. Shoha, we have a question from the Discord community. The question is, inside of the order block, how many orders are in there? How many orders are in this order block? This block of orders. No, I'm just joking. Volume pivots and CVD. I don't use those. CVD is great. It's just a way to visualize information. I visualize the same information that I see on CVD with something else. With my footprint charts. CVD is awesome though. Like, you know, CVD divergences, people use it. I prefer to look at it a different way. That's it. All it is at the end of the day is you have data. You have all these like indicators, all these different ways to visualize it. And it just comes down to preference and speed, really. How fast can you interpret the information? Hey Thrax, when I was 17, I used to look like you. Okay. That's dope. Hell yeah. Do I use TPO charts at all? Not really. Sometimes, like, well, no, not really. Alright, you know what? Honestly, I know it's kind of like, you know, hasn't been the most eventful week. There's been multiple days here this week where I kind of just, like, didn't trade. But I'm not gonna force anything just because I'm on live stream. So how about we run a giveaway? How about we run a giveaway and we go do something else? Or I'm gonna go do something else. We gave it a shot. The shot missed the target. Well, the target actually hit, but we hit break even. So if the YouTube chat cares to join the Discord, the free Discord, and potentially win an FFN account, shout out FFN, 50% off, buy one, get one free, use code Thrax. I know it says ends July 31st, but I'm going to be real with you guys. They run this every single month. It's a great deal. It's a great deal. We're going to give away an FFN account today. The steady accounts. Pretty good. Do I have one for Lucid? Unfortunately, I'm not cool enough to get free accounts from Lucid yet, but, you know, maybe in the future, but... FFN's dope, though, because FFN... I got some history with FFN from a long time ago, from 2023. They stole all my money. They stole all my money when I was learning how to trade. They took advantage of me. No, I'm just joking. They're a great firm. They changed their live rules, but in the beginning, dude, their live accounts were, I mean, they're still great, don't get me wrong. But their live accounts back in the day were like, boom, they were like the best ones. Oh yeah, Lucid, so we do have an affiliate code for Lucid. It's never flat, that's the code. If they look, we're coming up here and we're coming down. Levels today were on point, you know, they were, but whatever. But what I was gonna say is we do have a code Lucid. It's never flat. Um, we if people use the code, the way that Lucid works is if people use the code, they give us like coupons that get generated and we can give it out to the community. So we almost unlocked it. You need the Lucid. Yeah. All right, YouTube chat. I will be back on Monday because, or if the YouTube chat wants to watch tomorrow prop firm matches live stream, I should be on there. I think I'm on there for the morning. Let me actually double check real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna be on Friday tomorrow on prop firm match. They also give away accounts and they give away Lucid accounts. So if you guys want to, you know, participate, go over to that live stream tomorrow. But YouTube, I will catch you on Monday.